Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Boxing Pulse. I'm Chris Guns. Joining me is my colleague Elliot Vasquez-Torres, and we're being joined by Orlando Valle. He is fighting Vic Darchinyan this Saturday in the biggest fight of his young career. Orlando is wrapping up his training, and let's see how it went and how he's looking ahead to the biggest fight of his life, like I said. Let's get him on the line, Elliot. Orlando Valle, 4.5 years after turning pro, Saturday marks the first real big test of your career. What brings you into this fight? Not only to be here, but to just going into the fight knowing you could win. What makes you feel you could win this fight?
I mean, everything. I have the talent, I have the dedication, and I have the hunger to win. And I'll prove them on September 29. I will prove the boxing world that I belong with the big guys at 122 pounds. And after Saturday night, I'm going to be one of the names that people are going to be talking about.
It's awesome because it's only 16 pro fights, 16-0, but he's got so much more experience. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see. Take it, Elliot.
Yeah, Orlando, you're going up against a very, tough opponent, the former world champion, Vic Darchinyan. What can you tell us about Vic Darchinyan and what we expect in the fight with you against Vic Darchinyan?
I mean, Vic Darchinyan, he's the raging bull. He's the type of fighter that everybody knows because he always comes and he just reigns like a bull. And that's what we gonna expect for him. He's gonna come. He's gonna try to do his awkward style, put pressure on me, and bully me around. But I've seen it before, and it's not something that I know I'm not gonna be able to do it. I have only 16 fights, but I'm a young veteran. I 126 amateur fights, and ever since I stepped in the ring in a boxing gym, the first day of my life, I was training for the pros. So the last 12 years of my life, I've been prepared for this. So come Saturday night, I'll be ready for Vic, and I'll prove it, man. I'll prove it. I'm ready, physically, mentally, and time is now.
And you've been. I understand you've been in New York. How long have you been in New York, and where in New York have you been training?
And I'm in Newburgh, New York. Newburgh is my home away from home. I spent almost 8 years of my life over here. My amateur career basically took off over here in the States when I won the New York Golden Glove, and then I won the National Golden Glove, and eventually I was part of the elite team of USA, and I was traveling all over the world and all over the country. And New York is my home away from home. I have a lot of friends here, and this is like I say, home away from home, and I have a lot of friends over here that for me they're family now. And I'm in Newburgh, and I've been here for a week already, and actually, tomorrow night we're gonna head out to Connecticut because we have the press conference on Thursday noontime. So we're heading tomorrow night so we could rest the whole night and we could take care of the press conference on Thursday noontime.
I asked you about a month ago how training was going. You said that you couldn't complain and that they had you doing all kinds of different things on the track. Tell me the difference between training for Vic as opposed to the past camps you had.
I mean, honestly, the training has been more or less the same. We have trained, the same way we train for other fighters, as hard as we always train. But this camp, it was longer. We had a 10-week camp. We started training little by little, and we were training hard. We were doing sprints. We were doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We were doing three 3 training sessions a day. We were doing the track in the morning, and we have strength training and conditioning on strength training gym at 10 in the morning, and then I had the gym, the boxing gym in the afternoon. And I'm telling you, it was hard, tiring, but you know, he got me ready, and I can feel it now. That last week I was like, man, I wish the fight was today. And you know, the hard training already went down. We just ready to go. You know, I weigh out 123 pounds today at the gym, and you know, we're just playing with the weight and just staying sharp. So everything is good. I can't complain about this training camp, and I loved it. You know, I trained very hard.
Yeah, you're going into this fight. Do you watch films on your opponents, or do you just know what you're gonna say when you get there?
I have watched. I have watched big fights plenty times, and I know his style, but you know, I'm not the type of fighter that come up and tells you, oh, I don't watch fight on my fighters. You know, I believe and I think that's corny and tacky. You know, when the people go to war, you know, they make sure they study where they're going. You know, so that's the way that I look at it. I'm going on war to Saturday, and I gotta make sure I study my opponent and who my enemy is gonna be, what his weakness and what's his you know, his assets, and of course I have watched him, and you know, I think having him the speed is gonna be what's gonna have the key for me to win. You know, he got the power, I got the speed. Speed kills power, and that's what's gonna happen.
It's always interesting. You mentioned how you're doing your training during the morning and daytime. How come you decide to train early? And sometimes people think maybe train the same time you'll be fighting, train at night. What makes you decide to train earlier instead of later?
I mean, it all depends. You know, it works for some people. You know, a lot of people do it that way, and it works for them. So you know, that I can't say nothing bad about it. You know, but ever since I was an amateur, I always run in the mornings, and always do whenever I have to do some strengthening work. I always used to do it before gym, and then I used to go to the gym, and I'm still doing it up to date, and so far that has worked for me. And if it's not broken, well, you gotta fix it, you know?
Exactly. If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Elliot.
Yeah. Hey, Orlando, out of the 4 major belts, you know, 4 major organizations, 2 of them you're in the top 10, and then 2 of them you're right outside the top 10. After this fight, I'm pretty sure you'll be inside the top 10. And how far do you think you'll be from a world title shot after Saturday night?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real honest. You know, 122 pounds is packed. He has a lot of talent. It's crazy. You know, you could mention at least 10 names, and those 10 names, they all world champion caliber. And I could tell you that after this fight, my next fight could be for the world champion. But probably my next fight is a title eliminator. But probably my next fight, I'm 2 fights away, because there's so many people, so many talent, that after this fight, my next fight could be the one, or probably I gotta get 1 or 2 more fights. And it's not because I'm not ready. It's just so many people in the weight class that is talented and is good, that anybody can fight for the world title. So it all depends on how the negotiation and how everything move along, you know.
Because of all those reasons, do you feel more pressure going into this fight?
I'm sorry?
Do you feel more pressure going into this fight because of the reasons you just named, all those things? Big fights ahead, and this is the first big one of your career. Do you feel the pressure?
Not at all. To tell you the truth, I feel, I'm not overconfident. I'm not overlooking big. I know that this is going to be the toughest fight of my life. This is the biggest test of my career so far, and I know that. But all the preparation that I've been doing ever since I stepped my feet in a boxing gym, and ever since I turned pro, I've been preparing for this moment. This is something that I have pictured in my mind plenty times. This time that I'm living through, this conversation tomorrow, Thursday, the Wayne. This is like a path that I already had in my mind. And I'm just following it, I'm just going through, and I already know what the result is going to be. I'm going to come out with the win. I'm going to represent my people the way they deserve, and I'm going to give the boxing fans a show just like they want, and then I'm just going to continue on moving to my goal, that is to become a world champion. This is not a world title fight. I have a lot of work to do still, so on Saturday night is just another day for me.
Yeah, Orlando. The junior featherweight division is pretty stacked. You got the big names like Nonito, Jorge Arce, Ringendow. Another name that I see in there, it's Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. Now, he has a fight a week after your fight on Saturday, and he's going against another Puerto Rican by Jonathan Oquendo. I'm just wondering, would you ever consider maybe fight? If both of you guys are successful 7 days apart, a possibility you and Vasquez could maybe fight, and maybe even in Bayamon, and since both of you guys are from the area, and I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm not a promoter, but if I want to, I'm gonna try to think like one right now. And I will say that anything is possible, By him winning on Saturday and me winning on this Saturday too. He's already going to make it a possibility. The people in Puerto Rico are going to start creating the buzz of who's the best 122-pounder in Puerto Rico. And, they did it with Juanma and Oquendo, and they got the match. So I won't be surprised that the people start calling out a future fight between me and Juanma. And Vasquez. But the way that I looked at is that I believe that they should build it up. Like, he wins on October and I win on September 29. They should make like a type of showcase of him and me on December, or probably early next year in Puerto Rico, where we both fight in the same card, different opponents. And then after that, they could have us, after that fight, they start creating the buzz and the build-up. And then instead of fighting in Puerto Rico, bringing us over to New York, and then we fight over here the day before the Puerto Rican Day Parade. It's going to be even bigger, because everybody knows that there's more Puerto Ricans in New York than in Puerto Rico. And the Puerto Ricans in New York are more passionate about boxing, and we've seen it with Tito, Cotto, and in the business side, it will be better for everybody involved, So that's the way that I looked at it.
Sound like a promoter.
If it happens after this, and people start talking about it, hey, you bring me the contract as long as it makes sense to me and everybody, I'm the first one to sign it.
Yeah. It sounds like you should get your promoter's license, Orlando.
It
sounds like a great promoter, right? Oh, yeah. And Rafael Del Valle, he's actually related to you, former WBO bantamweight champion. How exactly are you guys related, and does Rafael gives you advice on your boxing?
Yeah. He's like my uncle cousin, because my dad and him like our cousins, they real cousins. My grandfather and my Rafi's dad are brothers. So that make my dad and Rafi what we call in Puerto Rico primo hermano, which is mean cousin's brother, you know.
Yeah.
And that will make him either my uncle cousin or my second cousin. That's what we call. So yes, we are related, you know. And you know, he calls me all the time, and most of the time he tells me, you know, to stay focused, dedicated, keep my eyes on my goal, and just to be myself in the ring, and just not let nothing to distract me, and that be it. He's always, you know, sometimes he goes to the gym, he watches my sparring, he gives me insights, and that's it. You know, then most of the time we just family. We just spend time, sometimes family reunions, and we always stay in touch.
So you're blood cousins. You're not just Puerto Rican cousins. I know every time I had a problem with a Puerto Rican in school, they were always family with the closest Puerto Rican to them.
That's my cousin. Yeah, we're blood cousins.
They're all cousins. What do you notice about yourself so close to fight time, though, Orlando? Do you feel different, or are you in the same type of mood that you are for just normal, no fight time?
I mean, when my attitude doesn't change, you know, a lot of fighters, when the fight's getting closer, they gotta make way. They either get upset real quick, or they just want to be by their own. I hate being by myself, you know. I don't like being on my own. I'm the type of person, you gotta slap me once to talk, and you gotta slap me twice to shut up. So I'll talk, and I need to be around people, closest people, and you know, the more people that I have around me, the faster the time goes. Because when the fight keeps getting closer, for me it's boring, because I'm used to train hard.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, when the fight is getting closer, I do less. You know, it's more resting time. I just maintaining my weight, and it's boring. I'm just ready to just get it over with, and that's something that I really don't like. But at the same time, that's something that I enjoy when it happens, because that's when I really know that I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you sound like you're ready. You
So
sound like
that's
you're
about
totally ready. And you mentioned to me before about your relationship you had with Felix Trinidad. It's a relationship you're happy to have. The icon of the island. What did he ever tell you anything to inspire you, or just give you advice for this fight?
Yeah. He always, you know, he do like my cousin Rafi. You know, he tells me, you know, you stay grounded, be loyal to you and your people, and when you fight, do it from because you really want it. You know, whenever you stop loving the sport, that's the day when you hang it up, because then you're not gonna represent the way you gotta do it. And that's always has stuck to me, and you know, who could tell you better than him words like that? So
don't get better than
him. That about conditioning, and you know, my conditioning guy is the one that used to train him in his day. So
wow,
we have a lot of things in common. So I know I'm ready, and you know, Tito is you know, I don't see him every day. But every time I see him, you know, I feel like a little kid. I'm telling you, I've seen Tito many times, and of today, I feel like a little kid when I see him and when I talk to him, and he's just something that I can't explain.
How does he say to fight Vic? Does he give you advice?
No, honestly, for this camp, I ain't got to see him, but because you know, his daughter was sick, and he had his businesses and all his stuff. I haven't seen Tito, I would say, in probably a few months. But I saw his dad. I've been seeing his dad at the track, and you know, Tito sent me regards with his dad. You know, like he was doing my thing and stuff, and that, also tells me, good advice and, same thing, most of the thing, stay grounded, do your thing, keep coming, don't slack, train hard, and, stuff like that.
How is Tito's daughter? I hope she's doing well.
I mean, yeah, they already released them released her from the hospital, and look like she's gonna be alright,
That's good. Yeah. Take it, Elliot.
Yeah, Orlando, Vic Darchinyan is an opponent that you actually wanted to fight him. It wasn't a fight that was brought to you. That's the fight that you wanted to take. How confident are you to set a standard? Because you really didn't have to take this fight, and you actually wanted to take this fight. So explain your confidence to us right now about choosing that fight instead of any other fight.
I mean, I never called them out. The opportunity you just brought us to us, and we accepted. They found us at HBO date, and we knew it was gonna be on HBO. And when you're on HBO, you're gonna go in tough. Honestly, I thought I was gonna go in like with another rising prospect like me, but when they asked me about Darchinyan, that what I think about him, that if I will fight him, I say yes with no questions. Because the way that I see it, I'm just too fast, too accurate, and I'm even bigger than him. And I don't see a way of him beating me unless he just land one of them big bombs that he throws. That's the only way he could beat me. But in every single area, you could put style. I mean, speed. The speed that he got, or the speed that I have, and faster than him. Who throws more punches? I do. Who has better movement? I do. Who has best range generation? I do. In the inside fight, when you're in the inside, who throws the more combination and who stay in the inside busy? I do. I mean, you put all those things together, and it's just a no-brainer. I mean, I'm supposed to dominate Vic Darchinyan in every aspect that we are. The only way that he could get away with it is that he land one of them big bombs, and that I go down, and probably he will finish me, But this is boxing. This is what makes it excitement, that you never know what's gonna happen. But I know in my side that I will be the faster man, I will be the stronger man, and if I have to push him back, I will push him back, and if I have to take him to school, I will do it. There's no doubt in my mind I will win this fight.
Does it bother you not to have top billing? That your fight's not the main event? Because that's a good fight.
Not at all, because honestly, it don't. Things happen for a reason. Edwin Rodriguez already fought on HBO, so he's been there before me, and he deserved it. He really don't. It's something that I gotta earn my shot. He did it. He already fought on an opener, HBO, and aired his stripes, and now he got what he deserved. A main event spot. Now it's my time to be as a co-main event, and who knows, in the next one I'll be the main event. Honestly, it's something that doesn't bother me, but people, the bout that the people really want to see is Vic Darchinyan and Nonito Valle.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think of the Nonito Toshiaki Nishioka fight coming up? Thinking about it at all, or are you just focused on your own fight?
Nishioka he's good. He hasn't lost in a lot of years, but I think he's 35. I think Nonito is on his peak right now, and I think that he will put it out. He will do his thing, and he will win. I don't think he will knock him out though, but I think he will pull out the win. And if he don't, I won't be surprised. Nishioka has been holding it down for a lot, and and he got what it takes. So it's going to be a very entertaining fight that I'm definitely going to be watching, and let's see what happens. But I think that Nonito will win on a decision.
You think he's the best in the division, or do you think Rigondeaux is?
I mean, honestly, I think that Rigondeaux is the man to beat at 122 right now. He has his awkward style, wherever, he's always in a position to throw, and he's very sharp, and you gotta be like a Mexican type of fighter that comes all the time throwing and having a good chin to get Nonito out. I will say that this guy named Leo Santa Cruz, I will give him a good shot with Rigo, because he just throws punches everywhere and anywhere. He's throwing punches all the time, and he probably could get Rigo gassed out and win. Because Rigo is the type of fighter that you just can't let him think. You just gotta be on top of it, and then throw punches. Even if you miss, you just gotta be on top of it. Because if you give him 1 inch or 1 space to think, he's over. It's gonna be over.
Yeah. You sound like you're so grounded for such a young guy. What goes through your mind when you hear what Julio Cesar Chavez did, and he had the 24/7 show, and the way he stood Freddie Roach up in the gym and had Freddie come to his hotel room? And what do you have to say about his unprofessionalism as opposed to your professionalism going into the biggest fight of your life? He messes up to that degree going for the championship. What's that? How do you feel about that, what he did?
And I'll tell you this. Honestly, I'm a boxing freak. I follow boxing, but I don't know. I mean, there's fighters and there's fighters. That's the way they do it. And honestly, I don't support that. But if that's what he do, I just, I watch it, and I don't think it's right. But he been brought up basically the easy way. They brought him up, they made him, and I'm probably, he's not the same when a fighter like me that comes up the hard way. I know how to appreciate my team. I know how to appreciate the hard work that everybody's putting in, because I'm not in this position because I got here by myself. My trainer, Raymond Rivera, who's my manager, he's been with me all the time together, and everybody involved has put their 2 cents in. So, but when you get brought up the way they did it, he probably get a little overconfidence, or probably because he already got the name. It's just the way he is. But that's just me thinking that something that could be. I'm not saying that that's what it is,
Yep. I got it.
Hey, Orlando, there's been tournaments. Like, there was a Super 6 tournament for the 168 pounds. There was another tournament a little bit after that with the 118 pounders. If there was a tournament, for the 122 pounders, would you be interested in participating in such a tournament?
Yeah, I'm in. And actually, I was thinking about it in the gym today. I was warming up, doing shadow boxing, and I was thinking about the fight and thinking about possible opponents, and I was like, shit, it's so stacked that they could do a tournament over here. They could do a tournament like Olympic trial type of thing, double elimination and everything. I was like, damn, if they do it, I'm different. I wanna be the best. And if you wanna be the best, you gotta fight the best. So if that's the only way for me to prove it that I'm the best, so hey, let's get in. Let's do a tournament. I'm in. I've done everything that makes sense. I'm in, and if I fail on my mission, proving that I'm the best, I'm going out the door saying that I fought the best and that I lost against the best. That's that's just that's just my mindset, and that's what it is. I just don't want to. I just don't want to conquer belts. I want to get to the Hall of Fame. I want to, when I pass, my name's still alive, and that's something that I want. I'm striving for, Johnny. And if I don't get there, I die trying. That's just the way that I looked at things.
Yeah, and my last question, it goes back, to the HBO. This being, one of your important fights. How do you feel that this fight is actually on a bigger scale on HBO? And how important is it, for you to have this fight on HBO, on one of the biggest boxing networks, if not the biggest boxing network, on television?
It definitely is. This is my make it or break it fight. Winning this fight, it will guarantee me another big fight with better money. I'm doing this because of the love of the sport, but I'm doing this because I need to bring food to my table, and this will guarantee me another big fight. And me coming on the losing end, it will set me back to just, basically start over, and probably it will take me another year to get on HBO. And another year I'll be 26. And boxing is a sport that is for young people. So my time is now. I have to make sure that I get this win. I know I'm gonna get it. Losing ain't an option. And this is my breakthrough fight. After this one, the sky is the limit, man.
And because you are the way you are, it's must-see TV when you fight Orlando Del Valle. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be there in person. I'll see you, and I'm going to admit I'll be rooting for you. Usually I like to keep who I'm rooting for a secret, but I'm rooting for you. That night, I'm rooting for you, man. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate that, Ellie. Thank you for your time. It's a pleasure for me to be on. And September 29, everybody tune in. And if y'all want to hit me up on Twitter, Orlandito Boxing, or Facebook, Orlando del Valle, and you talk to me, I talk to you, and let's bring boxing back. That's what I'm up for, and that's it. Boricua en la casa.